My name is Samantha. Welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. I wanted to tell you guys, I just realized that Diddy, y'all know who I'm talking about, actually was the Democrat darling for getting people to vote, and he started a page, Vote or Die, which is no longer available. So the Democrat Party has been dumping money into Diddy for years to support their party. To my understanding, P. Diddy did his page, Vote or Die, with Revolt, and they launched that in 2020. Now they're trying to scrub it so that people don't think of P. Diddy and Democrats in the same sentence. We can't let that happen, folks. Back that up with claims. Don't turn this off. I'm gonna link a lot of video clips I want you to see that are super important. This will be the last probably you'll see me on this video, you guys. Like I said, I am in the process of traveling. I'm heading down to the Everglades in Florida right now. I've been down here in Tampa at a revival, but I could not pass up showing you guys why you have got to get out and vote so we can get rid of the Dems, because these guys are bad. They are so bad. Watch it.
And we don't know what that means. We haven't been able to confirm it, but even Little Rod said it's not just like Epstein. It could be worse than Jeffrey Epstein.
Now, let me ask you this: when you're seeing something like that, do you think, you know how somebody is making money for you, you can't lose them because they're still making money for you, right? So, for example, like an athlete, LeBron James, he's still getting a lot of endorsements. He's still making a lot of money. You got to make sure you protect that asset because that guy's making you a lot of money. I think the number one person right now that you have to protect in music is Taylor Swift. You have to protect her. It's a big insurance policy. She's young. She's going to be around for a long time to come. The concerts, the money making, the $5 billion, the tours, all that stuff. Nothing can go wrong with her because if God forbid something happens, you're making money off of it.
You
right?
don't take Taylor to a Diddy party.
Oh, yeah.
You don't go anywhere near a freak-off party.
That's right. So here's where I'm going with this. Do you think Diddy's at a phase that, how do you make money off Diddy today? Because what's Diddy doing today? He's not performing. So you protect Diddy because the people that he knows that he can destroy their lives, that you kind of like have to keep him quiet? Or do you have to find a way to eliminate him, kind of like they try to eliminate this guy named Jeffrey?
I don't know if...
And constantly popping up. Vinny,
but just from my point of view, though, he's in Miami, he's riding bikes, he's taking photos. He seems as if he doesn't have a care in the world. To me, somebody from the outside looking in, it seems like they were like, hey, listen, especially with the Cassie thing, that thing blew the top off of everything. We have to go in there. You don't be there. We're going to make the play. We're going to grab all the footage and everything. I think people are going to fall. Nothing is going to happen to him. He's going to be protected. But they've been using Diddy for how long, Jesse? From the politicians, from Maxine Waters?
So back in 2004, he launched Vote or Die.
Yep.
So he was for Kerry. Then he was for Obama.
Yep.
Then it was for Hillary. And then he's for Biden. So he has been the community organizer for the Democratic Party in the streets for about 20 years. He's a valuable asset.
Big time. Big time. And they gave it, like, he started Revolt through
Maxine
Waters.
Gave him a cut in order for that merger to go through. She said, my guy has to get a piece of the pie.
So if you think about it, he's obviously in with these higher up politicians. You're in there recording all these people and having all this dirt, like they say with Epstein was working for Mossad, or God knows who he was working for. Who knows who Diddy was? Like, he's not recording all these people, all these princes, just to have like footage for when he's older to show to his kids. This is a coordinated thing, and I think the Cassie thing blew the top off. And now they're like, we have to go in and make sure nothing is incriminating for us, or else he does.
Right, because when they went in and raided Epstein's mansions, we never saw any of that footage.
Not 1 minute.
Only Ghislaine Maxwell went down.
Bingo.
They never got anybody else, and he had tapes in Little St. James. He had tapes in the Upper East Side. He had tapes in New Mexico and Palm Beach. We never heard anything else about that.
Exactly.
Jesse, you said something a little bit earlier that I was like, whoa, because he's been called the Black Epstein.
Yeah.
You said earlier that this could even be worse than Epstein.
Listen to the following video, and here are some key notes. We've been able to convince people that buyouts are better. In some areas, you just shouldn't build back. We used my executive order. We just had a 1,000-year storm event. We know these events will become more and more intense. North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper just said it all. Climate change is their excuse to push people out of their homes by any means necessary. Build back better equals a land grab.
You know, North Carolina had 2 500-year storms within 20 months of each other in the same place. We just had a 1,000-year storm event in southeastern North Carolina, 1,000-year. We know that that's not true anymore. We know that these events are going to become more and more intense. So we've spent a lot of time being smart about the way we approach rebuilding. We go into communities, we work with them, we have plans for local governments. You know, in some areas, you just shouldn't build back. And we've been able to convince certain communities and people that buyouts are better.
Sadly enough, while the governor is telling the people of North Carolina to just sell their land and leave the place they grew up in, Asheville has become a great place to live if you are in any way involved in the mining business. Shame they couldn't pay the residents of this town to build back their lives, but then again, it wasn't part of their master plan, was it?
So as you guys can see, I'm close to Port Charlotte, Florida, but look at that sky. That's the first time I've seen real clouds in such a long time. No indication of geoengineering or cloud sitting in the sky. Look at that. Guys, it's been so long. Isn't that beautiful? So the ones of you at home, I'll show you an example of what cloud seeding looks like, but this is what your sky is supposed to look like.
Start with why it's getting so much attention. Over the summer, you may have seen stories about what's called cloud seeding. Whether experts in Dubai launch laser drones, yes, laser drones, to shock rainwater out of the sky and help cool down extremely hot days. While it worked and the area did see some rain, it's not really an exact science, at least yet. Essentially, the process just helps push along the cycle of a rain cloud, but they can't really control things like how much rain an area will get. And this idea of cloud seeding isn't a new one. Since the 1940s, silver iodide and other chemicals have been released by planes up in the atmosphere to help with the development of clouds and help kickstart some rain. This method has been primarily used in areas trying to recover from droughts and to help replenish those water supplies, like in Dubai. It can also be used for helping to clear out fog or even reducing the amount of hail in a storm. Here's the problem though. Like we mentioned, cloud seeding isn't that reliable. It's also not that cost effective. Not every cloud can be seeded, and it is difficult to know how much rain or snow will be created, especially in more complex cloud systems.